Hello, my name is Herman Copeland, and this is my persuasive speech. In the mid-1800s, the Jim Crow laws were created, but most importantly, in some ways, the results of what happened still affect the black community to this day. As an example, in forms of police brutality and in political ways by voting ballots being withheld. To further my point, uh, I've read in an article, WJCCL 22 reporter Greg Coy stated that an inmate named last name Hobbs in Camden County Prison was seen on video being assaulted by a gang of police officers, and they had no reason to attack him. They were unprovoked, and they beat on him as a result of racial motivation, unfortunately. The methods of politically how the black community has been affected has been, well, what I have found from a New York Times article was that it was stated that nearly 4 times as many black voters were being rejected than any other racial groups. Now, it was stated during that article that there were issues with signatures and mail-in ballots, but it's very, very odd that only the black community, out of any other race of group of people, were affected and their ballots were returned. And that is something very strange that you should be able to think about and ask yourself, why only the black community, being 4 times as likely, well, as it was stated, being 4 times as many black votes being rejected than other racial groups' votes. Furthering the prison incident, the inmate's name was Jared Hobbs, and he actually suffered from mental episodes. He was detained for driving with a suspended license and carrying an ounce of marijuana. And in the video, as I've linked in my speech, Hobbs' attorney actually stated that the officers beat on him like an animal. He was treated unfairly and unjustly, and he also stated that there was no reason for them to attack Hobbs for any reason whatsoever, because he had been respectful and compliant with all the rules. Now, what I suppose that we do to correct these issues would be to hire people who don't just want to make a paycheck, meaning that improve the quality of the workers rather than the quantity that you have. By this, in addition to background checks, I would recommend that you run a digital footprint background check. And what that is basically looking through all the past history of anything they've posted or commented to. And although this might seem like an invasion of privacy, you have to understand that people can and have lied on their applications to receive a job. But with that being said, they could portray themselves as one way to their employer, but off the clock they aren't morally in tune with the law, if that makes sense.